Hey guys, welcome back to Fefe's World where cooking becomes easy. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make brown stewed fish. But if you're not yet a subscriber, please go ahead and hit that red subscribe button and also give this video a thumbs up. So guys, I got my fish scaled at the seafood market. I don't scale fish because I think fish is so raw and it's so messy, so I try not to scale fish at home. I always ask them to scale my fish for me at the seafood market. And I always ask them to gut my fish as well. So the only thing I'm going to do, guys, is to score my fish, as you see me doing here in the video. And also, I'm just going to wash my fish. So you want to score your fish how you like it. 2 is fine for me. I don't go with that diamond thing. I just think it look messy and I don't like to see the fish like that. So I just give them 2 score or 2 mark, whatever you want to call it. And then guys, of course, I wash my fish off camera. Now all I'm doing is to dry my fish. My reason for drying the fish is that you don't want to put a wet fish in hot oil. Obviously, you know what's going to happen. So because of that, I always dry my fish. So now that I finished drying my fish, guys, I am going to make the seasoning that I'm going to use to season my fish. Guys, with all honesty, all you need to season your fish is just salt and pepper. Fish have its own unique taste, so you really don't need to add a lot of seasoning on it. However, I am going to season up my fish. And you have to be careful when you're going to season up your fish, because if you put too much seasoning on the fish, it will burn the fish. Best believe it. So I'm adding some salt and pepper, some garlic powder. I'm also going to use some Maggi fish seasoning and also some Maggi all-purpose seasoning. So I'm just going to go ahead and combine all the seasoning together. But before we do that, let's add some adobo in it. Guys, adobo is one of my favorite seasonings these days. Like, if you know how to use it, your food is so good. Like, you just need that and salt with whatever seasoning you're going to use. It's so good. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is to just put some of the seasoning between the cuts. And as I said, if you have salt and pepper, that's enough. You can just use the salt and pepper, but you know, I just don't believe there's no fun in cooking if you always follow the rules or the recipe. Hence why I don't use a recipe. So I just cook to my own liking. So if you like the salt and pepper, go ahead and just use salt and pepper. That will be great. And as I said, guys, you want to be careful when you're going to add the seasoning on the outside, because if you add too much, it's going to burn. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Just keep repeating the same process for all the fish. And guys, don't discard the remainder of the seasoning because you're going to use that to make the sauce. Alright guys, so this is one of the most delicate parts about frying fish in general. You have to make sure that you have the right temp and the right pot. And also, remember, your fish should never be wet. As you can see, guys, I'm using a piece of pepper to test my oil. And my oil was a little bit too hot, but I still went ahead and I put my fish in. So guys, fish really don't take more than 3 minutes to cook on each side. Best believe it. If it's a bigger fish, obviously you're going to give it a little more time. But these fish are fine. So guys, remember what I was saying about putting too much seasoning on the outside of the fish? You see between those lines where you can see those little black mark, like it's over fried. It's just because of the seasoning that I use. And if you use salt and pepper, you probably wouldn't see this, but because I use all those kind of seasoning. I mean, the temperature of the oil can be one of the factors why it's like that too, not solely on the seasoning. Alright guys, so after you finish frying all of the fish, what you're going to do is to leave a little bit of oil so you can use it to saute the veggies. As you can see, I have all of my veggies already prepped. I have my onion, my tomato, my scallion, my thyme, my carrots, my bell pepper, my pepper, and my pimento, and also some garlic. So I'm just going to go in with my onion. I'm also going to add my thyme, my scallion, and the garlic. Now I'm going to leave the rest of the veggies for when the pot is almost finished, like it's almost like 5 minutes before I turn it off. I'm going to add the remainder of the veggies just because I don't want them to overcook. I love my carrots crunchy and my other veggies. But you can add them right now if you want to, it's just my personal preference. So you just want to go ahead and saute your veggies, and then after you're going to add some water. Alright guys, so the purpose of the water is to make the sauce. So if you want a lot of sauce, then you can add more water, of course. Now I'm just going to add some browning. So the browning is brown sugar, it's burnt sugar. So they burn the sugar to make browning. So if you don't have any browning, you can burn your own sugar. If not, guys, you can just use ketchup to make your sauce. But for the color, I add a little browning in it. Just a little browning. Browning is very bitter if you use too much, so you just want to use a small amount. Now I'm going to add my ketchup, and the ketchup is also going to give the sauce the flavor and the color and also thickness. So depending on how you like your sauce, you add the amount of ketchup to your liking. Okay guys, remember in the beginning of the video, I told you to save your seasoning, the one that we're using to season the fish. Remember, we don't waste anything over here. So because of that, we're using that same seasoning to help to give the sauce flavor. If you need to go in and add more seasoning, go ahead and add some more. I'm tasting my sauce right now and I see that I need some more seasoning. So I'm adding some fish seasoning and also some adobo. Okay guys, after you add your seasoning, you just want to go back in and taste to see if your sauce is to your liking. All right, I love my sauce, so I'm gonna go ahead and add my fried fish. Okay guys, after I finished adding my fish, I realized that I need a little more water because whatever sauce was in it was not enough. So I went in with a little more water to stretch my sauce, and I didn't need to add any more seasoning because it was well seasoned. So what I'm going to do guys is just to take some of that sauce and pour it on top of the fish. Or if you are skilled enough, you just want to flip over your fish, you can do that, but it works this way as well. Alright guys, so after you finish covering your fish in sauce, you just want to go ahead and cover your pot and turn on your flame on low heat. So you can just allow the steam to cook your fish. Alright guys, so about 5 minutes later, I am now going to check on my fish. I'm just going to use some more of the sauce just to put it on top. And then I'm going to add my veggies. So now I'm adding my tomato, and then I'm going to add my carrots and my bell pepper. So guys, now I'm going to go in with some thyme, and then after I'm going to add some butter. So this is the last thing that I'm going to add to my sauce, some butter. And guys, this part is optional. I want to add some butter in my sauce because it gives a really nice taste. But if you're watching your cholesterol, you can skip this part. But if you're not, go in with some butter, okay? All right, so that's how I make my sauce. Now what I'm going to do is to cover my pot for 3 more minutes and just allow that to steam. All right guys, so this is my finished product, This is how I make my brown stew fish. Yes, guys, it smells so good. And not to mention the taste, it was so delicious. Thank you guys for watching my video to the end. Don't forget to like this video, leave me a comment in the comment section, share this video, and most importantly, hit that red subscribe button so you can be a part of the Fefe fam. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.